You might remember the story of Eric LeGrand, the Rutgers University football player who in an instant was paralyzed a little more than a year.
Oh, what a great open field hit by Eric LeGrand, who is shaken up on the play.
Last October, Rutgers defensive tackle Eric LeGrand was more than just shaken up.
Eric LeGrand, a junior defensive tackle, was injured during this devastating hit.
Does this look like a rare or freak play? It's not perfect heads-up technique, but it's something you see dozens of times in every game. When a football player breaks his neck and winds up paralyzed, we hear the phrases freak accident or freak injury. You hear freak in media coverage. You hear freak in conversation. What's freaky about these hits is that disaster happened in what looked like completely ordinary contact. Because we can't explain it, we'll dismiss it and say, it couldn't have been helped. Nothing anyone could have done. Really? Are we kidding? That's the best we can do? I've been officiating football in high school, college, and semi-pro for 17 years, and I can tell you I see contact like this all the time. In fact, that block looked a lot like this tackle. And it looked like this. The neck defender was inspired by one of those conversations about freak accidents. It was devised as an added measure of protection against cervical hyperflexion on football fields. It's designed to absorb impact and to disperse force in a chin-to-chest impact. It's designed to limit the range of forward downward motion. It's been tested, data measured, and it works. Our intention is to halt forceful flexion before the spine is damaged. It's a medical fact that necks broken forward are far more likely to result in paralysis than backwards breaks. Until now, we've had no protective gear to deal with that. The neck defender can decrease the odds of permanent injury due to hyperflexion. It can lessen the occurrence and severity of compression injuries known as stingers. The device is light and inexpensive. It doesn't restrict lateral head rotation. It's quick to install. Players forget they are wearing it in a matter of minutes. In the 35 years from 1977 through 2011, there were 324 documented permanent catastrophic cervical football injuries. That's an average of 9.26 annually. Statistically, it's a small percentage, but we think 9.26 is a huge number. If you know someone who's been paralyzed in football, statistics are meaningless.
And he has had some freak injuries over the course of his career.
Football is also chaotic. Direct contact isn't the only way players wind up in dangerous hyperflexion positions. While this wasn't terrible technique, there are still many incidences of head-down contact, random and intentional. No one can predict when a perfect storm of force parameters will combine to cause catastrophe. But we do know where they're going to happen. We brought the neck defender to USC Medical for testing. Here's a quote from the report. Overall, the neck defender was very effective in reducing key factors contributing to neck injuries by reducing widely accepted neck injury criteria. We thought the neck defender would absorb and disperse forward downward force. It did. Just for reference, here's a phone video in real time. Here's a still capture of the furthest point of chin movement. We thought the neck defender would lessen the distance the head traveled in this impact. It did. The range of neck flexion isn't as severe with the neck defender. Volunteers in New York City youth football wore our prototypes. At practices, we asked players if they found them restricting or annoying. They didn't. When we showed the neck defender at a 2013 All-Star game, parents were pushing their kids to us and asking us to fit them. Pictures from that game show our earliest prototypes taped into place. We've since come up with more effective and more permanent attachments. The prototype in the USC video was worn in the 2015 season by the Bayside Raiders football team. The Raiders only wished we'd had more pink ones. We presented at a meeting of Catholic school football coaches and athletic directors in New York City. We gave away all the prototypes we had. But here's what struck us. They wanted the prototypes for their own kids and grandkids who were playing youth football. Can I get one of those? My grandson is playing Pop Warner upstate. Hey, my kids are on teams in Westchester. Can you spare two? They were interested for their programs too, but they knew we were a long way off from that capability. We've never had a player, parent, or coach need more than a quick look to understand the neck defender. No one has asked if we could guarantee it would work. We'll never be able to prove that a neck defender saves anyone from a broken neck, a stinger, or a mosquito bite. But we don't expect anyone to claim they'd feel safer from neck injury without one. But mainly, we just can't think of a reason not to wear one.